Twin Cities Adventures with our Minnesota Chicken playlist. It is about a week into August now, and I'm going to clean out the chicken run and give you an update, little tour of the chicken run, the chicken garden, pretty much everything we have going on around here. I'll show you the koi pond in a second, and then let's just do a little tour of the garden to show you what kind of fun projects we've been working on. All right, first up, the ground is filled with, there's some old Timothy hay in here. They like to eat that, and then it absorbs just a lot of their poo and stuff. And there's some wood chips. I think after a lot of experimenting, I like the wood chips the best because it's the easiest to clean up. So I'm gonna rake up all of this here because we haven't done it in a while. And then we'll replace it with some fresh stuff. Sunflower's right there. She wants to watch what I'm up to. Real quick here, this feed container is horrible because look at that. They knock all the food out. So I have a new one that's coming in the mail. That'll be here in a couple days. So after that shows up, I'll do a video update for that. Right in here is where we keep supplies like food and whatnot. Water, oyster shells, treat bucket. Everybody wants to know if we have treats for them. So here's going up to the hen house. Keep the windows open in the hot summer days. I haven't needed a fan because they don't sleep in there anymore. They sleep out here in our new improved little walkway here. So here's the outside 3-season porch we built. I removed a bush here because I wasn't sure if it was a good one for them to eat or not. We have red currant over there. They like to snack on the red currant berries. Here is a fly trap. Look at that. I did a video on fly traps and look at how many flies are in there. Pretty much all the flies in the neighborhood go in there, and I just put a sardine in there. I'll show you a little picture of that right now. So anyway, water gets in there when it rains. There's a stinky sardine in it, so they like that. Everybody wants some treats. There's another fly trap here, but the sardine dried up and there's no water. I'm gonna put some water in there so then maybe we'll get some flies in there. So why don't I show you how I clean this up real quick. I'm just gonna use my rake. Okay, so I'll just rake this all up like so into a pile, and then I'll take my shovel right here and just scoop all that up and then throw it in the wheelbarrow, and then we're gonna throw it in the back orchard around some of the plants because this is chock full of nutrients now. So let's get at it. All right, here's one wheelbarrow full. Let's take that back to the orchard. Okay, here's my piles of waste from the chicken run. Let's put them around these new evergreens back here. Rake those out real quick. So that's what it looks like all spooned around the evergreens. And then after a while, they'll look like these big tall ones that are about 8 feet tall. Next thing we'll do is add some lime to the dirt, and that will be a safe insect repellent. So I'll just sprinkle that around. All right, here is the lime, mostly spread under the hen house because that's where they take dirt baths. Sprinkled some lightly around the rest of the chicken run also. And then this is what we're gonna put down. It is some wood chips. I've tried a lot of different floor coverings and they all have their pros and cons. This one is the easiest to clean up. I haven't cleaned up the chicken run since early spring in our last video after we tore the plastic off and I got everything up and running for spring. So now we're halfway through summer. It's time to give them some fresh bedding, some fresh lime on the ground, keep the mites and the bugs away. And so let's spread this around. All right, here is the end result. We have a cleaned out chicken run with some lime on the dirt, fresh pine chips all over the top. That'll absorb their poo. It'll give them something to dig around in, have fun in. Remember, we don't put any out in the 3-season porch because that's just for dirt. They can dig for bugs back there. It rains back there. I don't want the wood to get icky and mucky. We do have a metal roof on top of our chicken run for protection. So the whole thing is filled now with pine chips. Nice and clean, healthy environment for the chickens to thrive in. So later on they come back and they take dirt baths, and they'll flick all of that lime in between their feathers. Now it's time to give them a treat. They do have their food, water, oyster shells, and then their snack brick there. Here's their favorite treat, grub ptera, black soldier fly larvae. So I'll give them a couple handfuls of those, and we sort of make it a habit of throwing the treats out in the three-season porch, but to give them something to do, I'll throw some in here. And they'll turn all of the wood chips under with the lime, and that'll give them hours and hours of fun. See, I put some water in that fly trap there also while I was at it. Who wants a treat? Here we go. Who wants a treat? This is their #1 favorite treat. All right, so who wants, here guys, watch this. Throw that out there. Throw some over here, give them something to do. There, and we'll throw a handful out in their three-season porch as well. Yeah. Bark, 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 bark. Yeah, they are going to be happy campers. Now we have 4 chickens here, so we spoil our chickens. If you were a backyard chicken, what kind of environment would you want to live in? Probably nothing but the best. All right, now for the backyard tour. Once again, here's our patio. The grapes are coming in above the chicken run really well. We'll have thousands of grapes. They're even growing inside the chicken run. So they'll drop into the chicken run and they'll eat those. We do a lot of trimming back here. We gotta clean that up. But here's where they come out of the back and they dig around in their garden. We did put some perennial and annual seeds back here and they all grew. So their butterfly garden is back here now. I'll give you another little peek at that from the other angle. There's another quick peek at the thousands of grapes that come in. So here's the egg hutch right here. Nightmare's in there, thinking about laying an egg. She doesn't know there's treats out there. Who wants a treat? Yeah, there's treats. There she goes. Here's a little peek of the koi pond with the koi fish that we just fed. Here's the drive-through window for the three-season porch. Here's all 4 chickens right now. You probably want to get at those live flies in there, but we'll give them those after that's full. Got a little bit of a vegetable garden here, some chives and some peppers and some tomatoes are growing in. So the neighbor gave us those. You can see here we moved our weeping crabapple tree over the pond, and then we got rid of one of the cattails because it was just getting to do too much. Our blueberries are over here. They're doing well. We already picked those for the season. We moved the garden back here into a hosta garden. So we have wild ramps, hostas, fiddlehead ferns, and rhubarb living back here. Some morning glories growing up the evergreen tree here. So that looks good. Coming in on the back here, we've got our back orchard, which I already showed you. And then let's go visit the raspberry patch. Here's the neighbor cat over there, who's the sheriff of the neighborhood, guards the vegetable garden. And here is our raspberry patch. And we have tomatoes that grow back every year. I bought some tomatoes like maybe 8 years ago, and every year they come back because they drop seeds. I have not planted new ones in years, but we have lots of raspberries here. And then we have few more apple trees here. We usually just feed those to the chickens. Here is the flower seeds that we planted for a backdrop to create our bee garden and butterfly garden. Here's my favorite one, is Joe Pye weed, because we get thousands of bees and butterflies on the Joe Pye weed. It's just the bees' favorite possible thing. But we get bees in all the flowers. There's a bumblebee. Let's see, dinging around right there. And then there's a grasshopper hanging out on the side of the house right there. Just hanging out. Here's our service berries here. Here's our honeyberry, 1, 2, 3, and another big service berry. We already harvested those this year. In the front yard, here's a view of the shade garden we put in around this tree. All shade items. Little rock painting. Kitty cat I did earlier this year. And then here's another garden here. Around this Snowy Mountain ash tree. Check out the berries on this one. That'll be fun for the birds later on. And then over here's our more of a sun garden. A little bit of shade right now, but mostly sun. So here's another little kitty cat rock painting I did earlier. Just for something to do. Some chives are in there too, but mostly all perennials here. I just did some deadheading, so it's all over the yard. The pears are all falling off the pear tree right now. There's probably about a couple thousand pears coming off. And then our peaches are looking good. Here's one peach right there. It smells like fresh peaches under here also. So we're gonna have a good crop of peaches this year. Little herb garden right there. Here's our window boxes this year. They're thriving. And then I always like my marigold pot right here. Okay, that's our summer update. Stay tuned till the next video. Thanks for watching Twin Cities Adventures. Out.